Hi there. We're Black. I'm Eloy Casellas. I'm a video editor and music composer on animation studio. So that's what I do when I'm not playing for Black.
Hi, I'm Karen. I play guitar on Black. And for living, I'm working in the university as IT. Database stuff, boring stuff is what it gives me the money for surviving. And then the music is what gives me a life, let's say. And my love to people, my surroundings as well, not only music as well. So.
Hi, I'm Carlos. I'm the drummer and I'm also a high school teacher. I teach Catalan language to students between 12 and 18 years. It depends on the year, not all the ages at the time. I love my job and I also love playing drums and making compositions for music compositions.
Hi, I'm Roger, or Little Roger, and I play guitar, and in Catalonia I'm a freelance filmmaker.
Hi, I'm also Roger, the old Roger. In Catalan it's called Roger, and I, as Cabre, work at the university.
On 2023, we were thinking about this topic loneliness, and while doing sound checks, one guitar riff came in mind, and that I think is the first riff from the first song of the album, La Solitud is Refugee. And that I think was the first time we really started working and writing for this album. So the inspiration, personally, it comes from many things, and once that idea of loneliness came in mind, I start to relate this emotion to many things came in my life. Like we had a huge car accident with one of my daughters in Canada, and that was hard for the whole family. And from this car accident and the fact that how a child have to face some loneliness moments in a hospital from another country, because that happened. So that somehow inspired La Solitud es Gàbia. Or for example, at that same moment while I was driving by car in Canada alone, searching the right hospital where all the rest of my family was, because I couldn't find them. The feeling of being like alone in a place full of people that they could help but they can't help, that somehow was the beginning of Germinació. Or for example, my sister got diagnosed with cancer, and during a whole year it was quite hard. She was surrounded with people that loved her, that wanted to help, that wanted to be there. But at the end, she was somehow alone, facing and battling for that illness. So all these moments, so much personal, somehow were the inspiration that start here when we did that tour on 33. But when I started writing, somehow it was all these pieces, the things that were happening in my life that I put together, and then we start shaping from that.
Normally when we start an album, there is an idea like loneliness this time, and then we try to think how can we what kind of things we want to say about loneliness. I remember that I took the music we wrote at the time. I went to the mountain to go hiking because I love hiking also, and I was in the middle of ruins. It was an old church in the mountain where actually a poet, a Catalan wrote very important things for our history, and I started thinking about this kind of loneliness, about all the things Roy told me, because we were talking about all these things he has said, and the names of the songs started coming, and then I think what is this kind of album, which each song is a kind of loneliness, more or less. I think it started there with all the names, and it was pretty inspiring at the time. Also, there is we like to include some social. I don't know if criticism or maybe social preoccupation. No, at this time, well, nowadays we see a lot of toxic individualism on social networks. People talking that if you want it, you can do it, or if you are alone and you are strong, you can aim for anything and win. And at some point, we wanted also to change these kinds of thoughts and trying to include more people in the album, and this is why we made I Am You, which is a collaborative song, and that makes a lot of sense when we play in shows. And also we linked each song with a poem, a Catalan poem, because, well, I am a teacher and I like poetry, and we search for little fragments of poems that were it's like it was meant for that songs, and it was amazing. We always try to take other artists' works for our own work. Sorry.
Yeah, and at the end, what was hard also is that we didn't want. I think we didn't want to do a kind of sad album about loneliness, even though if our songs sometimes can feel sad. But I think overall there's a kind of hope. It's like when we talk about the design of the album, that idea came in mind where we wanted to each one of us to draw something. Each one of us to listen one of the songs and draw, free drawing what was coming in mind. So then we could blend all this together and create art. And at the end, it's a little bit what Zavan is about. It's you put people that maybe that are different, that they feel different things, that they have different life, but somehow you get to do something together, to create something together, and that's one of the feelings we felt so strong when we came here on our first tour. I remember being in some rooms full of people that I didn't know, and suddenly being good, being okay, feeling that warm welcome that I think I've never felt before that's as strong as this. So, and realizing that many people on that shows were people that they didn't know, that they came alone to a place to see us play live, and suddenly there was a community there. We're all together, we're all one in a way. So even though we talk about loneliness, even though some of that first ideas come from a sad or hard experience, I think this album it's about, I don't want to say hope, but about, I mean, sometimes loneliness also is good, and you can see it this way, and if it's not that good, you can get together with someone or to find a way to get some strength out of it.
Yeah, and probably these are the main themes in the album. I mean, there is the idea of different loneliness. When loneliness is a good thing, when loneliness feels like a punishment, but in the end it's like we're here, we're together, we're a band, we play together all the instruments, and when we get together the music makes sense. It's the same when we play in a stage and there is people out there, and it makes sense again, because if we are playing alone in the venue it doesn't make any sense. So it has like all these different shades, and for us it was very interesting and profound at the same time. The mountain name, it's the Mare de Déu del Món.
Actually, I think I've already posted sometime that sometimes I ask to myself what's the meaning, why we do songs with a concept or with a meaning, and if this is something that people really is gonna catch, is gonna take. Because I think that once you put out the song, when the song it's out, it's not yours anymore. So people do whatever they want with that song. That's good. That's interesting. I remember on our last album, I don't remember which song was about, but I know it's a song that the idea behind was, yeah, I remember. It was a song. It was about the fight between a father and a daughter.
Okay.
It was a fight. It was a fight, and that pattern of fight was coming. Was like a toxic pattern that was coming again. And then a day, there's a guy from Japan wrote us that song was meaning a lot for him. That song was remembering the love he had for his father, and it was super wonderful, but beautiful meaning for him. It was something so nice. It wasn't about the fact of the fighting with your dad or your father, or it wasn't about fight. It was about love. And that made me think that the power of a song, once you have given your song to people, they can do whatever they want. So that's what I think we should aim. That we do music, we love making music with an idea, with a concept. I think it's the way we know to do things. But then once it's out, honestly, if people feel it, I don't care about what they feel. I mean, obviously we drive a little bit the idea because we write a lot about what we do and how we do things, why we do things, but at the end the most important is our feelings. So when people come here, when they listen, that's the beauty of instrumental music. Suddenly you are the voice of that music. Your thoughts are the words, so you can do whatever you want there.
Yeah, if you wanted to, maybe we can expect some things when we are writing music. We know that there's gonna be an aggressive moment, a sad moment, because this is the way we like it. I mean, we came from different music styles. Some of us like death metal, black metal, so we like to put some aggressive, some very violent moments, and then we go to another opposite moment, which is very sad, very quiet, very minimalist, and that's the beauty of this style of music also.
For being here, for being here. I was thinking what I could say to all of you, and I still don't know, so I'll improvise. Last time I remember, I said a lot of times, thank you, and actually the thing comes to my mind. And something that I keep repeating these days is that even though this album is about loneliness, there's many ways that loneliness presented to us, and somehow we would think that when we go to a different country, like from us coming from Catalonia and here, we could feel kind of loneliness because we don't really know you, and at the same time, we do know you because I recognize some faces in here that I've seen before, both talked with a lot of you. So then comes this feeling like you are not at home, but you feel at home. And that's beautiful. And that's Spanish small thing.
First of all, of course, it would be to thank to all of you because I don't know if I've ever been able to express how how we feel the fact to be able to be here, because you have to imagine that the first time that we came here, the first show, what we were expecting was to play in a small club, that if we could get like 30, 40 people in there, that would have been amazing. And suddenly we got to Shenzhen and there were almost 300 people there. And people waiting for us, people that were looking for to listen to our music, people who wanted to talk with us, people that were giving back after we gave our music, and that I think was something that was over our expectations. So I remember on that tour we say a lot of times thank you, thank you, thank you, because it was the only thing that came on our minds. So that's the first idea that comes in my mind. And the second that for us is so, I think it's so important, this feeling of community, this feeling of to be able to talk, to have feedback that we care about. I think there's the kind of connection that we love to have. Some people joke about that we answer a lot of messages on social media, or that we are liking a lot of stuff, but because it's a way to be there. We don't want to be the band, I think, or at least I wouldn't like to be the band that we just do our music, we do our shows, we say thank you and goodbye, and that's all. Sometimes it has to be like this because while touring, sometimes you have to do things fast, but we like to be there. We're a band that if you want to write us, we want to answer. If you have a question for us, we want to answer also the question, we want to be there. And that's important. So in a way, it's what I want to say, that thank you for being there, thank you for helping to get this community bigger, that you are so important. But I can tell you that there's Mono who changed the way I was conceiving music. I was doing rock metal music before, something more commercial, if you want to say, and suddenly I heard Mono and I said, okay, that's not the way to do things. And that changed completely the way. So I guess that's one of my favorites.
Okay.
Gabriel.
Okay.
I'm still thinking about it. For me it's difficult as well, because it's not just one band. It depends to me that how you are feeling that time, and for me a band is like a friend, let's say. It can help you to deal with your mental state. It can be good, it can be bad, but for this I cannot really tell, because there's a lot. It's like a lot of friends that you can have in every time you need them. But if I must say one band, now the first who comes to my mind, because it was with me a lot of time and I still listen to that band a lot, is a French name. I don't really know how to say, but it's Amesoeurs. Maybe you can help me to say in French.
How do you write?
Amesoeurs. Like twin souls. Twin souls. Twin souls. Souls.
Twin Souls from Animas Bessones. That is ours.
Anyway, it's the band before Alcest from Lynch. Am Sœurs. Ok. Zamli al Massacre.
Ah, sorry.
Carlos.
Okay, I can do it. Well, I will go straight to the point. I have two bands. One is Cult of Luna because they have been a huge influence on
Cult
my
of Luna,
playing
right? Yeah.
a lot, and maybe maybe I haven't listened to them for a year, but they are always there. They are like an old friend that they are always there, and they have the capacity of making always amazing albums. They don't have a bad album, and they are the most important band for me. And the other one are Idols. Idols, the noise punk, because I think they've changed the shape of punk music, which is something very interesting because there are a lot of bands nowadays in punk music that they are different, they are doing different things, but Idols I think started there, and it happens more or less the same. When they make something, I ask myself, can I do that on post-rock? And probably this is why I have now an SPD on drums.
So for me, since I was little, I like metal music, and I would say Meshuggah is my favorite band because I feel so powerful when I listen to Meshuggah. It's my safe place to listen to Meshuggah. But
my safe place.
My safe place is hell.
I love their music. I feel so powerful when I listen to Meshuggah, and I love it. But like Carl said, it depends how you feel about the music that you listen. And in reality, my favorite band always has been Black, because I was a fan. Before I was a fan of Black, I was in the first concert. First show in Barcelona, and since I remember, I've been there, and now it's a dream for me to be here playing with them.
Dream country.
Yeah.
Okay, last.
And in my case, well, actually, they have said that music it's always linked to the mood you are. So depending on if you feel happy, if you feel sad, maybe you choose one band, you choose another one. But in the end, in my case, what I feel more comfortable is when I listen to music I've been listening since I was a teenager. So I'm not very good at discovering new bands and new styles of music. So I always come back to the music I was listening when I was a teenager. And in my case, my background is from punk rock music. So I would say another Swedish band, which is called Satanic Surfers.
Okay.
But I would like to add that Satanic Surfers are on my top 5 also, so it's not so far.
Cool.
And we share Lagwagon.
Yeah, and we share, 3 of us share Lagwagon.
Which is also punk rock.
Yeah.